Shalom, family. Excuse me for the coughing. Still struggling a bit with that. Let's just touch on a few things from Israel quickly to give you a snapshot of where Israel is mentally. Netanyahu, we will destroy Hamas, regardless of international pressure. Netanyahu made his comments in conversation with the IDF soldiers a day after the UN General Assembly passed the non-binding resolution demanding a ceasefire in Gaza after US President Joe Biden criticized Israel for what he called, without evidence, indiscriminate bombing. So there's that friendship proving itself. Prime Minister Netanyahu spoke by radio with the 460 Brigade Commander Colonel Davir Edri, who is currently fighting in the heart of the Gaza Strip, and told him, "Continue on, but watch out for yourselves. I am certain you will do this. I want you to pass along to the last soldier. We are continuing to the end, until victory, until destruction of Hamas. Let there be no doubt about this. This is important. This is the message I want to reach every soldier. Be strong and have courage. Thank you." And if you look at the countries where a lot of these Hamas leaders are hiding, they've been told to get out of the country, which tells you those countries realize that Mossad have sent people to eliminate Hamas wherever they are, as promised. Gallant warns US war against Hamas will take more than several months. So he's told the US this, it's a fact, it's not a negotiation, it's going to take that long. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant on Thursday told visiting US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan the military campaign will not be completed within the next few months, as intense battles rage for control of the northern Gaza Strip. Gallant's comments to Sullivan flew in the face of an increasingly strident push by the United States for Israel to wrap up the fighting quickly, warning of dwindling support for the campaign, even as Israeli leaders vow not to stop until Hamas is destroyed. So it's a very real threat at Israel from the US. We'll stop supplying you with weapons. We'll stop supplying you with missiles for the Iron Dome. We'll stop being involved, and then you'll be up the creek without a paddle. Israel, though, needs to realize that they shouldn't be worshipping and relying on the United States of America. They should be worshipping and relying on the Most High God, who never sleeps or turns his face away and sees everything. They should call on him as their forefathers did, and know that God and God alone is the path to the victory and the survival of the Israeli people and the nation of Israel. That is the facts. Israeli ambassador says the two-state solution is finally dead. The Israeli ambassador to the UK said the idea of the two-state solution is no longer plausible after the October 7 attacks. In an interview with Sky News, Tzipi Hotoveli was questioned on the two-state solution. "It is about time for the world to realize that the Oslo paradigm failed on October the 7th. On October 7, Israelis were traumatized by the worst massacre since the Holocaust." She said that the war could continue as long as necessary to defeat Hamas and free Israeli hostages. That Israel would continue with its aims regardless of the views of the international community. She added, "If Hamas wants to surrender now and return all hostages, not another civilian in Gaza will die." When asked if there should be a Palestinian state, she said, "Absolutely not, and I'll tell you why. Israel knows today, and the world should know now, that the Palestinians never wanted to have a state next to Israel. They want to have a state from the river to the sea, and they are saying it loudly and clearly. And people are just not willing to see it. They want the eradication of the Jews, 100%. And you know what? If God allowed that, which he won't, when they were done eradicating the Jews, they're coming for everyone else who does not conform to Islam and Allah and Muhammad and all that stuff. That is the playbook. That is exactly what they have in the works for everybody, not just for Israel. Israel's just their prime enemy. Right after Israel, America, the West, everybody else, Christianity as a whole, completely. And it's just really sad that the world is so bound by darkness that they're not willing to admit this to themselves. Now, I'm not saying that they don't see it. Everybody sees it. Everybody has a brain. Everybody deep down knows it. They're just not willing to admit it because they're picking their sides and standing with them, thinking that they're on the right side of history when they're on the wrong side of God. Yisrael Chai. The nation of Israel lives. Whether the world likes it or not, take your issues up with God. Shalom.